Okay, you lovely lot. So very often we talk about the matches that we've won and how well we've fished them and how we have won them. But occasionally, Bob, matches don't always go to plan, do they, mate?
Well, it's not...
Near misses, isn't it?
Yeah, with me, it's not really... Well, I sometimes don't mind coming second, but there's one match I always wanted to win, and that's a classic.
Oh, in Ireland, yeah?
And that's,
right.
That's what got me into fishing when I first went over there. I had this massive roach weight, 166 pounds of roach, like 500 roach.
Wow.
But that sort of... And I won a load of money, so I thought, oh, I like this. Anyway, about 10 years ago now, and with the classic, it's a real peggy match. Your pegs have to go right.
Where's the classic at, Bob? Is that in Northern or Southern Ireland?
It's in Northern Ireland. It's Enniskillen.
Okay. Oh, right, okay.
And it's on the River Erne, Lower Loch Erne.
Yeah.
Lovely fishing. Usually about, well, it's always about May time when the roach come out of the main loch into the rivers to spawn.
Is that still on now, the classic?
Yeah,
still the classic now?
yeah.
Right, okay.
I don't think it's as numbers now, but then it used to be...
It's ridiculous.
300 peggers.
Yeah,
so you had to draw right.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to win this, and this was about 10 years ago. And it's fished 3 days, over 3 days, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Oh, right, okay. So what are you doing on the Tuesday and Thursday? Having a bit of a practice?
There's
staying in the bar, Bob, aren't you?
There's other there's other matches on.
Right, okay.
Yeah, there's other matches. No, when I'm there, I do drink a bit usually, but not overdo it. But I'm not a Guinness man. I'm a wine man.
You're wine, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm a Tory. I'm a Southerner. You know, totally opposite to you. Well, I don't know if I'm a Tory now. So. Anyway, first day.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to win this classic. And the first day, I've drawn at a place called Trury, which is on the lower loch.
Okay.
And then, now going back then, now everybody knows about window feeders now, don't they?
Yeah.
But not many people know this, but I invented the window feeder.
Did you really?
Yeah, that was my design.
The
early design window feeders.
Right. Okay.
Because nobody was using them, and so I started on this is a shallow loch. I drew peg. It was peg 14, and I wasn't fishing out very far. It's shallow water, and I thought I'm going to fish this window feeder, chop worm and caster in it, and cast out. And tip goes round, bream. Tip goes round.
Wow.
Anyway, I finished up with, I reckon, what was it? 40-something kilo of bream. Yeah, first day of the classic, so that's a good start. And got in the money, and that was, that was brilliant fishing. And the second day, I drew on the river, and it was flowing quite hard.
Sorry, gone back to first. Have you won your section or won the match?
Oh no, I won the section, and I think I was second or third in the match.
And what was it? Is it points or is it on like weight?
No, it's on weight.
Right. Okay.
So it's so
right,
important to get weight. But I was going out worm and caster, and just going out with this not a big window feeder, and I hadn't filled it in or anything, just casting nicely. Obviously the fish are there, aren't they? And when you start to put a load of stuff on bream's head, they go, don't they? If you put them on in shallow water, but if you can. Sometimes you can fish a little tiny feeder and get a load of fish in.
How did you come about how did you come about coming up with that idea? And
I've just been there before when it doesn't pay to fill it in, when it pays to just use a little because a window feeder with the front loaded.
Yeah.
Oh, Roddy Scott said to me, he said, why did you invent that window feeder? He said, I said, what do you mean? He said, well, it turns a bad angler into a good one. He said, because you can't miscast them, they go dead straight, don't they?
Dead straight, yeah.
Your bait keeps in, it goes straight down. He said, why did you ever invent that? Because he's won loads of money with them.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, it turns a bad angler into a good one. So.
Oh, I've done that.
But you can fill them up with just particles and not too much, and keep everything tight and keep the fish, because they go in with a little plop, not a loud noise. So when you fish in shallow water, it can be good. Anyway, I had 40-odd kilo of bream.
Go on, Bob.
And did well, and it's my first day of the classic, so that's great. And then the next day, I drew the river, and it was running a bit on the Wednesday.
Yeah.
And so I thought it's running a bit, and this is hybrids in the river. So I thought, window feeder on again. Love these window feeders. Bob Nudd's invented them. I must use it. I weren't talking about it to anybody, but as luck would have it, this window feeder, when I cast it out, because it was flowing a little bit, because a window feeder sort of doesn't lay on the bottom, the lead would be there and it would move easier than a normal feeder, and it was just moving down.
Right, okay.
It weren't staying dead still, it was just going down the river, not much, but a little bit, and I was fishing a real long tail with double caster.
Right. Is that the thing for them hybrids?
Hybrids,
I
yeah,
believe so,
yeah, like long tail, double caster.
Yeah.
Go out and just sort of watch it, and sometimes all you get is a little flicker.
Really?
Like that. You don't get hybrids usually get a good bite, don't you?
Yeah.
But when you're fishing double caster on the drop, you just get a flicker. That's all you get, and because with window feeder, with a window feeder, you're straight into the fish, so I could go, so hitting the bottom, just watching it as it was going, boom. And sometimes it was moving a little bit. And I won the section with 27 kilo of hybrids.
Wow, another right day's fishing.
Yeah.
Is it right that they fight proper hard, the hybrids over there, Bob? They're like proper angry?
Yeah, like £1.5, £2 fish. Wow. So that was, that was a brilliant day. And I was winning the classic.
Yes. By a lot, Bob, or is it like quite a few contention?
By a fair bit, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, by a fair bit.
Get ready. You're like, it's happening.
Yeah. And then the last day I've drawn out on the upper lock. We had to take a cattle boat out to an island.
Oh wow, okay.
Once again, it was a window feeder, so I hadn't fished a pole at all. It was every day was a window feeder, and I was catching roach, sort of nice roach. Once again on caster. Caster's a lovely bait, and do you use it much?
I do for feeding, but it's normally maggots over the top for casters.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, like blasting loads of casters and fishing maggot over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, very rare I put casters on the hook, just because I tend to strike a bit hard, Bob, and my caster always falls off. That's me down to a T.
Oh yeah. No, so casters, it can be a good bait for big roach. And once again, longish tail.
Yeah.
Looking for a little flicker. And it was a tough section, and I finished third in the section, which wasn't so good. And I had about 12 kilo of fish, but in match fishing, your 5 hours, you have to be full on. No drink, no pee, no,
Yeah.
You just have to, because you can lose with nothing. You can lose. So I'm working hard. And anyway, I've hooked this lovely roach, real big roach. Coming in with it, the pike grabs it, and then I bet it's a pound roach, at least a pound. Like I got it on the top, and this pike grabs it. So they lost that, and I finished up with third in the section with about 12 kilo. And then you get back, because I was winning the festival after 2 days. You get back, and there's I don't know if you've ever heard of Gus Greaves, have you?
No.
Sadly he's passed away, but he had a massive bream weight off the airport and beat me by 50 grams over 3 days.
50 grams?
Yeah, over 3 days.
So that
pike?
Yeah, 3 grams. But that's fishing, isn't it? How many times do you lose by an ounce or 2 ounces?
That's it.
So you must always be full on.
Yeah.
Full on all the time. And it was a brilliant match for me, really. It was the birth of the window feeder.
Yeah.
I found out at the window feeder, I was pre that. Have you ever seen those ball feeders that they used to make, which was there's a big ball on the end of it. There was a maggot feeder with a big lead ball on the end.
Like the Drennan ones with the
where you could chuck.
And you hear that through the air when you're casting them. Yeah.
I drew this section on the airport, once again in Ireland, and I drew a real shallow side where there was no fish, but there was a deep gully at about, and you couldn't, back then, if you go back sort of 15 years, you couldn't cast very far. Normal feeders were side loaded.
Yeah.
You didn't, and I couldn't reach this. I couldn't reach this gully.
And you knew it was there, this gully?
Yeah, I knew it was there. So I got this maggot feeder, and I cut a window in it. But you know where between the slots, I cut a hole in it, a window in it, so I could fill it with stuff, and then just seal the window with a little bit of ground bait. And I didn't have the right equipment then, but I could just about get out to this gully, and I won the section, not with a lot, with about 6 kilo of fish, but nobody else was catching, so I could get out there. 6 kilo of hybrids and bits and pieces, not much, but that was with this, and that was the birth. And I came back. I came back and I actually did the drawings of the window feeder and then put them through to Brown in 3 different sizes.
Oh wow, and that's how it was born.
Yeah.
Blimey heck, Bob, that's brilliant.
That's probably the only thing that I'm renowned for.
Oh, go on, Bob.
The window feeder. But now everybody.
Not to mention your 4-time world champion now, Bob. I think that's pretty good as well, mate. Blimey heck.
I think with world championships, you know, your first one's fabulous.
Yeah.
Your first one is fabulous, a big river flowing hard, 10-gram floats, no flat floats then.
Yeah.
And in the early days of World Championships, you had to throw your ground bait. There were no pole cups, not allowed.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah,
Bang.
yeah.
So you had to throw that ball of ground bait.
Yeah.
Say you were fishing 13 metres, you had to stand up, throw that ball of ground bait in the right place, all those. So technically quite hard.
Yeah.
And I won, obviously I won, and because Kevin and myself were both brought up in Ireland and fishing the ban,
You're used to it, yeah.
I was first and Kevin was second, individual.
Brilliant. Amazing.
You know, that doesn't happen, does it?
That's just phenomenal. Yeah.
And then the following year, the same. I was first and Kevin was second. He probably hates me, doesn't he? Like, if I hadn't have been there, he'd have been 3 times world champion.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh no, definitely.
Because it's been so, everything, it's always so tight, but that's everything. And that, I know that year, the second year, we were in Hungary.
Yeah.
Were we in Hungary? Yeah, Szeged. Yeah, Szeged in Hungary. And I know that I beat Kevin over 2 days only by 3 ounces. We both...
Smothering at the fine lines.
We both won our sections both days.
Is that when there were 3-hour matches then? Was it 3 hours?
Yeah, 3 hours.
Matches,
we both won our section both days.
Yeah.
And I beat him, but the first year he was the first and the second. I think I had 2 first, but yeah, we both won our sections. And when they added their weights together, I beat him by 3 ounces.
It's mad, isn't it?
And you know why that was?
Go on.
Because I was swinging roach and I weren't netting them.
Oh, Kevin's not a netter. Did he net
No, but
him?
I caught. No, but he had some carp. He was fishing. Fishing for carp, and I was fishing for roach, and I was swinging them.
Right, it's mad, isn't it? Them fine lines.
Yeah.
With swinging fish, do you think over the course of a season? Because I have this argument with myself where you always try and swing as many as you can, but then for the odd one that falls off, does that make up for the time you say?
I don't think it does, and especially if you get a tangle, I'm not sure, but I do. Kim Milson used to swing. We used to net everything virtually. Used to net everything, but I tend to be a swinger.
Go on, a swinger.
You do it, and then you think it's quicker, and then you get one fall off. You're like, oh, that's going to cost me. That is.
I know, but
it's difficult, isn't it?
But I know then I didn't lose any fish. Dick come behind me and said, net it! And I netted it, and then he walked away and I swung them.
You're like, oh.
But they weren't that big. They weren't sort of fish that you thought you'd...
Just £2.
Weren't that big, like, put me net, Bob. Yeah.
But that's fishing, isn't it?
Yeah,
how tight, you know, that match, 2 ounces, that's all I needed to win the Classic.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
The one match I wanted to win.
On the course of 3 days as well, and there's obviously he's just landed on them bream and what have you. Unbelievable.
And everything is tight. Beating Kevin by 3 ounces.
Yeah.
But I've had some good, and I know full well now that it's much tougher to win world championships. I was lucky. I'm a 4-time. I was lucky.
I'm not having it. No.
I was 4 times. Yeah, I'm a lucky sort of.
No, not having it.
I am definitely.
Not having that, Richard.
Definitely lucky. Oh yeah, when I get in the rhythm of catching, okay, but there won't ever be another 5 times or a 4 times world champion, because it's
just
too
the calibre of anglers and the nations that compete in
all the other countries seem to have.
But the Eastern Europeans now, fabulous fishing, fabulous anglers. We much harder now.
Yeah.
So there's always someone stealing points. Whereas when I was younger, it was a few years ago now. When I was younger, there was probably France, Italy. Perhaps really France, Italy. Yeah, that was probably it.
Yeah.
French and Italian. Belgians were good on some waters.
Yeah.
Dutch sometimes were okay, but
now it's like.
But it was always England and Italy. Usually England, Italy.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, England. Are we naturally good anglers, do you think?
I think
development
so.
thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we are probably.
Definitely.
This sort of European style fishing.
Yeah,
probably some of the best.
Some of the young anglers that are coming through now are ridiculous.
And definitely developing equipment and tackle.
Oh yeah.
It always blows my mind a bit on a lot of the venues you go into. It's so un-English, the sort of fishing you're doing for as a nation to be doing well consistently on those sort of venues. It's
And how you can adapt to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But has that side of it, the feeder side, ever appealed? Or
I love feeder fishing, but I only do it in when I'm fishing festivals in Ireland. But
Yeah.
I do love feeder fishing. I love all sorts of fishing. I love sitting
fishing,
down.
don't you?
Yeah.
You just you
I
can tell
love
that.
it all. And I love feeder fishing when window feeders again, when you're fishing like a good chuck, 50, 60 metres, and
Yeah.
fishing with a long tail and looking for them bites on the drop. But once again, it's all instant things. I like casting out, watch it at bottom and just watching them for that. That's what I like. And catching them big ern roach, them big
Just being
big
active
Irish
and
roach.
rather than just sitting there for like 2 hours for a bite. Can't do that.
Yeah.
not fancying a match on Boddington in the
No,
winter?
no, not waiting that long
Chuck it
for a
out,
bite.
we'll wait an hour.
And of
No.
course, when you're carp fishing, you don't even have to worry about
No.
striking, do you? I still enjoy that. But I love the big Irish lock feeder fishing.
You still get across to Ireland, so Bob? You still go
Yeah,
across?
yeah, I still go. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
brilliant.
Whether I'll fish the classic this year or not, I don't know. But the fishing's
Have
so
you won
good
it?
here.
Have you won it yet?
No, I've never
still
won
not-
the classic. I've had 2
Right, okay.
seconds.
Blimey heck, Bob.
2 seconds and never won it.
So obviously that second by 50 grams, and what about the other second then? Was that?
That was the first year. The first year I fished it when I had the big roach weight, 166 pounds.
Wow.
I think I had, I had 260, 270 pounds of roach that week.
It's ridiculous. That.
Yeah, but you guess who won it that year? Kevin.
Kevin. Yes.
He was young then. He was unbeatable. He knew everything. He was unbeatable. Wouldn't even have come anywhere near him.
Oh, bloody
Yeah.
hell.
So he's had, that Ireland. He was the king then, really. At that sort of pole fishing to hand.
Yeah.
He was fantastic at it. It was really good.
Oh, bloody
So
hell.
is that the plan this year? Get back over there and get it won this year?
Go on,
It's
Bob.
harder now. It is harder. But the fishing round here is so good.
Yeah.
And Bernie wants a holiday, my dear wife.
Oh, right, okay, there you go then.
She loves her holidays.
Bernie comes first, 100%.
Wives, I don't know what your wife's like. My wife works so hard, I feel guilty.
Yeah.
I honestly feel guilty that she's...
I don't feel guilty at the moment. My wife's not working that
Oh,
hard
no.
at the minute,
Oh,
Bob.
no.
But yeah, just ridiculous.
But so I have to give her holidays.
Yeah,
So we're going on
absolutely.
a cruise, and then
Oh, go
I'm
on.
going with all my kids in. We're going on a Norwegian cruise in May
fantastic.
sometime. So
'Cause do you always manage to squeeze a bit of fishing in on the holidays? Because I've seen the pictures of...
in
Yeah,
Tenerife,
Tenerife, I've seen,
always,
yeah.
always. If I'm in Tenerife,
Have
yeah.
you got a place over there, Bob? or
No,
is it
I
just
haven't
somewhere
got a
you go?
place, but all my gear's over there. I've got a 10-metre pole out
Right,
there and
okay.
all.
Looks
I fish
amazing,
off-
that, doesn't it? Off
I
the
fish
rocks?
off the rocks once
Yeah.
again, feeding, throwing a ball of crumb in, like breadcrumb,
Yeah.
ball of crumb, a little bit of prawn on the hook.
Yes.
God, it's lovely fishing.
It looks
And
brilliant.
sea fish, if you've ever caught sea fish on a pole,
I've never fished a pole. I normally take a little
even a
telescopic rod.
pound fish, like you hook a pound fish, you go,
Proper angry, are
and
they? Yeah.
honestly, you are hanging on for grim death.
Blimey,
A
no.
pound fish. They fight so much
I
harder.
suppose I can just go straight down and
Yeah,
everything.
that's
I don't know,
it.
they've got so much more power. It's just stupid.
Wait a minute, just
Honestly,
doing
you've got
the
a bit of
rocks.
power going through the pole. You just you couldn't use elastic because
go.
that'd be the other side of the Mediterranean or the Atlantic, wherever.
Oh, blooming that,
See,
Bob.
that's the future, isn't it? Pole sea fishing.
We need to do
I think
yeah.
a lot of people do it.
Is it
In
a
some
thing?
I was
Yeah.
thinking some places, yeah. I think a lot of people do in some venues.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay. Blooming heck. That's the next one then, Richard.
Like
So
catching
that's
wrasse and
Bobby's
stuff.
close calls.
Oh, go on, Bob. You'll get it,
Close
mate.
calls and good calls, but I know that I'm fortunate. I know that I'm fortunate.
Oh, mate. Just
I am
amazing.
I'm grateful for everything that I've had and
Yeah,
every
yeah.
opportunity I've had, which is.
Just had such a successful career, Bob. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah,
Amazing,
yeah.
mate.
But I still love it.
I know, it's brilliant.
And
it comes across so much, Rich, doesn't it?
most
Just
people
brilliant.
at 40, their eyes are gone. Well, I can
Yeah,
still
yeah,
look.
he's still like no trouble at all of you. Just amazing.
Just putting bait onto this. Yes.
Watching the float, little tiny.
I
Yeah, he's
am
on.
abnormal, definitely. There's something funny. I don't know what it is. I'm abnormal,
Oh,
definitely.
Bob. No.
People say
100%.
that about Andy as well.
Yeah, they say a lot about this and worse, but there you go.
Yeah.
That's another thing. But no, Bob, thank you very much for sharing that with
My
us, mate.
pleasure. No, well, thank you. You've got a long drive for you. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
know.
how come you're all that way.
I'll
Are we going
travel.
to mention why it was a bit longer?
I might have happened to go 30 miles the wrong way on this new bit of road that my sat nav in the car didn't pick up on. So,
And what's Bobby doing? He's sitting here waiting
Bob's,
for
sitting
him. I'm
waiting.
looking at
I'm
my
like,
watch. Where is he?
Can't keep Bob waiting. I'm like, Bob, I'm sorry, I've driven the wrong way. I rang him up, I was like, where are you? You're in Ely, where's that? I mean, it might be pronounced Ely. That's miles away. Oh yeah, but we got here in the end, and yeah. Thank you so much.
And great day, some fabulous.
Oh, it's been amazing. Been amazing. Can't thank you enough. Loved it.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much, Bob. Yes.